The following is a production of the University of Hartford School of Communication.
The thrill of victory, camaraderie and defeat. Special Olympics Connecticut brings the power of sport to all. From athletes to coaches, from healthcare providers to volunteers, Special Olympics Connecticut transforms lives by inspiring inclusion, understanding, and respect for people of all abilities on and beyond the playing field, across the state and around the world. Special Olympics Connecticut harnesses the power of giving and empowers athletes through sport. Participate once. Be forever changed and inspired. For over 50 years, Special Olympics has changed the lives of children and adults with disabilities by giving them opportunity to shine in a wide variety of Olympic Games. In 1968, Eunice Kennedy Shriver founded Special Olympics, holding the first Games in Chicago at Soldier Field. Over the years, Special Olympics has turned from a nationwide spectacle to an international movement. Special Olympics Connecticut allows local families to dive into the vibrant, inclusive world we all know and love till this day, the world of family.
Well, Special Olympics Connecticut was one of the original programs, so it started, we sent athletes to the 1968, what was the World Games then at Soldier Field in Chicago. So we were one of the original programs in the United States to be part of Special Olympics.
Well, you know, Eunice Kennedy Shriver had a sister, Rosemary, and the two of them used to sail together. And they used to sail against her brother, President Kennedy, who, you know, became the president, along with her older brother, Joe, and they would win. And so she learned at an early age that her sister, who was intellectually disabled, had great skills in athletics. And by the time I showed up talking to her about, let's look at the model that we're doing right now, which is really not completely inclusive, and let's change the model, I was lucky that she was behind that, because without her endorsement, there were a lot of people around the world that did not want to see that happen. Without her in the lead on that, it would never have grown to what it is right now.
I grew up in a family, I have a cousin who's an individual with Down syndrome, and so I grew up going to Special Olympics events and supporting him back in the day when we had huggers and you know, at the early time of Special Olympics. So I was always involved with my family. And then as an adult got involved as a coach and helping the local coordinator in Hamden, New Haven.
Well, Unified Sports is a program for people with and without intellectual disabilities that's created in different sports based on age groups and ability levels. And we take into consideration people with severe challenges, and we modify the rules to allow them to compete. But we also have teams where you really don't know who's who. And that is now in 1.1 million people do it in Special Olympics in 190 countries. But it started actually in Massachusetts in 1984. I was a part of that with Eunice Kennedy Shriver, the founder of the organization. And when I came to Connecticut, we started doing it in the schools in 1991. And so the adult side of the house was going pretty strong in the United States and certain countries like in Scandinavia and Germany. And then the school program really took off and now is all over the world. Everybody's trying to use the model that we started here in Connecticut, and that was a 1991 model that we did.
Certainly the joy of the athletes being a part of it, the pride of their families, seeing their family member or friend be a part of what we're doing, to belong, to just see the amazing outcomes for athletes and watch them grow. I've been around the movement now for a while, and so to see people grow and really live their best life, to have an opportunity to feel that they belong, that they have a community of friends around them, and that they can be a part of something much bigger than themselves. We're currently, Special Olympics Connecticut is partnered with Special Olympics Slovakia, and we're offering a program there. They call it the Dream Day Center. And they're helping the families coming out of the Ukraine from the war as refugees with nothing, they have children with special needs. They go at Special Olympics, there supports them, they help them with housing, food, clothing, and they know that their child is a part of the Special Olympics program there. We're helping to fund that. And that it's truly, when you see that kind of cooperation on a global way, you really get a sense that the Special Olympics family is truly an international one. It's an international movement.
In 2022, Special Olympics in Ukraine was disrupted by the Russian invasion. Special Olympics Unified with Refugees program is currently supporting Ukrainian refugees with intellectual disabilities. Both gyms and schools were destroyed, threatening the future of the athletes. Special Olympics was there to help. Special Olympics partnered with the Project Management Institute Educational Foundation to support the rebuilding of facilities and provide training in native language. Special Olympics Connecticut also teamed up with Special Olympics Slovakia to help Ukrainian refugees in need. A student fundraiser at the Hotchkiss School in Lakeville was started to help build a new daycare center in Bratislava, Slovakia. The fundraiser was a huge success, raising over $30,000 for the cause.
Well, I would say for athletes, it certainly gives them an opportunity to shine where the focus is what they can do. There's not a focus on what people cannot do. And to be engaged with a group of people who support you in every way to do that, whether it's the coaches, the unified partners, the volunteers at events.
Special Olympics had the power. It had the marketing, it had the brand, it had the structure. And when Special Olympics makes a decision, okay, we're going to go into Romania, or you know what, I think we're going to go into another Slovakia. When they go in there now, they go in with the traditional model, and they go in with healthy athletes, but they also go in with the unified model. And a lot of these places still are treating people the way that they were treated here in Connecticut 30 years ago. And so now all of a sudden you've got this inclusionary model, which really starts changing those countries.
Let me win.
Let me win.
Let me win.
But if I cannot win,
I cannot win.
If I cannot win,
Let me brave.
let me be brave in the attempt.
let me be brave in the attempt. Today, all of you young athletes are in the arena. Many of you will win. But even more important, I know you will be brave and bring credit to your parents and to your country. Let us begin the Olympics. Thank you.
I love to see my friends. I love to see everybody who plays.
Friendship is a key piece of Special Olympics for athletes and volunteers alike. Year after year, thousands of athletes return to compete in the Games, not just for the thrill of playing, but to see old friends and to create new bonds.
The athletes all know each other. Some of them don't see each other for the whole year until the particular either winter or summer games come. They know each other, they remember each other. It's like old home week.
In Special Olympics, friendships developed during competition often extend far beyond it.
We played together at floor hockey. And also I remember we're in the summer games at New Haven. I was on stage. I gave a speech. And he was down there with me.
For the volunteers and coaches, relationships with the athletes and one another, and the gratification they receive while working the Olympics is what makes the experience special enough to come back year after year.
I made a lot of new friends here, and I made a lot of friends with the athletes. One of the fun things about doing this is you get to meet and get to interact with the athletes on a personal level, and it's really fun when they come out and they say hi to you and they remember you. It's really cool. They see me once a year, but yet every single one of them seems to remember me. It's a great experience. It's a great opportunity to give back to something, and it makes it that much easier when it's a joyful and exhilarating experience to have friends who you see on a regular basis.
Athletes have devoted their time in Special Olympics gaining a wealth of knowledge and developing numerous abilities.
Special Olympics has impacted me in many ways. It makes me connect with my family. It also got me into a nonprofit organization.
It is not uncommon for certain athletes to have competed in the Special Olympics for a multitude of years.
I love hanging with my nephew because he's the one that really got me in the Special Olympics at that age when I was 8 years old, and it's been 31 years.
I participated in Special Olympics for 30 years, and we did great. We did well. And with Hartford, I used to play bowling.
Although the athletes' experiences vary, the majority have expressed nothing but favorable sentiments regarding their participation in Special Olympics.
Actually, when I go up the mountain, it's really fun. I feel so free, like I'm in contact with nature. I leave all my problems in the mountain. I feel in contact with Jesus. Every time I go up there, I feel so connected. I get to see the constellations, everything, and I get to be myself.
The friendships and competition aren't the only things that get the athletes fired up. The day of the games, there is an arrangement of events that get the athletes involved and active.
My favorite part of Special Olympics has been singing national anthem for the opening ceremonies.
Well, it's really great to participate in something like that. It's really awesome, and just to know that you're helping out with something.
While these athletes attend to enjoy themselves and compete in these competitions, there is a message they hope to send to the world about how Special Olympics helps those who are not competing.
Special Olympics helps the everyday people out there to get to know different people with different disabilities so that they can be productive in the regular lives, so that the others are not so prejudiced against them.
The Games on March 2nd, 2024 were able to do just that, and those attending were honored to be able to work with the athletes.
And just looking at the bonding experience of those athletes, really having worked hard practicing all year, bringing home the medals at the games, and the camaraderie was just outstanding.
It is a fun time, and I'm really excited to be here again and experience the event as we always do. I would recommend people looking into stuff like this. Not a lot of people realize that these opportunities exist, and it doesn't necessarily have to be speed skating, because it really is a good thing to do, both from a personal as well as a career perspective, and I really recommend having the skills and the opportunity to develop them in an environment that you're not comfortable in.
I heard somewhere once that you give a Special Olympics athlete a moment of your time and they'll give you their heart.
Looking to create inclusivity and good times for everyone, the Connecticut Special Olympics have partnered with the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference to continue the growth and development of unified sports. In the state of Connecticut, 97% of public schools offer Special Olympics unified sports programs. 81 middle schools and 62 elementary schools currently hold unified sports events or tournaments. 5,865 athletes and unified sports partners participate in unified sports at school, and over 1,500 individuals participate in the Unified Young Athletes program run by Special Olympics Connecticut. Since its inception by Bo Doherty in 1992, the Special Olympics Unified Sports Program has offered an effective, innovative approach to creating inclusivity among those with and without intellectual disabilities.
Where we were saying, hey, we're going to take non-disabled people and we're going to put them together with folks with disabilities. And what simply happened, based on all the research, and we knew this was going to happen, is a much better understanding of non-disabled people about people with disabilities, and becoming a lot more welcoming because they were with them.
With the approach proving to be successful, others have taken the initiative to start their own unified sports programs, including Oxford High School's unified coach, Jennifer LaCapra.
I started the program just by kind of recruiting some partners, students I thought would be really good role models, would be dedicated, and then we grew from 17 students within that first year to now I have close to 70 students who are a part of the program.
As the Oxford program continued to grow, LaCapra's students were feeling the impact of their involvement.
Unified sports has taught me to be a really kind person, spread kindness throughout the whole school, no matter who the person is.
I've gone a large majority of my life without really knowing much about inclusion, but Unified Sports has taught me a ton about inclusion, and it's something I want to continue in my life, that I want to bring with me to college as well.
Oxford is just one unified sports program that exists in the state of Connecticut, and no matter where you go, the impact of unified sports has surely touched somebody within the community.
So I just want to kind of stress how unified sports isn't only just sports, but a large majority of it is building relationships with these people you've never met and just putting yourself out there and getting out of your comfort zone.
I've had some friends that have special needs, and I have been close with them over the years, and I just saw the impact that unified sports has had on their life, and I wanted to just help out with that.
I think it was the best thing I could ever choose.
Unified has just had such a big impact on our school.
The impact of Unified is being more inclusive to other people.
You get to meet new people, and it's just fun for you if you really want to join.
Making new friends and basically helping out others.
They're some of my best friends, and they make me feel like I'm important for the community.
I like to play with my friends.
Build friendships that could last a lifetime.
Meet new people and interact with people with disabilities and get to see the incredible things that they're capable of.
Having support in the hallways at school, they have a team to be a part of, and having someone in the hallway to look to have a role model, to have support, and to have somebody to fist bump in the hallway, or a hug if they need a hug.
I think for the athletes, unified sports makes them feel proud of themselves. It allows them to show their classmates, their teammates, what they're capable of.
On Sunday, March 3rd, Connecticut Special Olympics hosted gymnastics for the Winter Games at Farmington Valley Gymnastics and more. The games featured 4 main events, including floor, vault, balance beam, and uneven bars. Competing in levels 1 through 3, the athletes got the opportunity to show off the skills that they have been working on.
I vault, beam, then floor. My favorite is vault, my favorite friend, vault. I do flips best, and my favorite gymnastic meet.
Gymnast Addison Penna was all smiles as she described how the games went for her.
I love gymnastics, and it was amazing, and I got a lot of medals.
The games aren't just for the athletes, but for their family and friends to see their loved ones thrive in an environment that fosters inclusion and community.
Andrea started in the Special Olympics in middle school. She had been part of different events with cheerleading and gymnastics since she was a little girl. Since she was 4, we sent her to lessons, but she didn't start the Special Olympics until her 7th grade in middle school. We joined the Special Olympics when she got a little older. I wanted her to be part of a group effort with some of her peers. As a parent, this day is for Andrea to show off her skills and show everybody all the stuff that she has learned, and the excitement of being able to do that in front of all these people, and get the award. That means a lot to her. She loves participating in these type of events. I am very proud of her. When Andrea was born, I didn't know that she was going to have Down syndrome and be part of Special Olympics, and I've been part of Special Olympics before she was even born, volunteering with my company. And then when I had Andrea, it was a different experience to then be part of one of the athletes' life as a parent and to see her do the best that she can be.
It means a lot to sit here and watch her blossom and grow, especially since this is her 2nd year now, and to see all the strides and the improvements she's made, and even on her day-to-days, her confidence and her abilities. So it's really a wonderful experience.
Brooklyn was one of the gymnasts to take home several medals.
Well, I'm level 3, and I'm 13 years old.
During her floor routine, she put on display that there's nothing wrong with being confident.
My floor exercise, I worked out a lot, and I worked at home so I could do my floor routine, and hearing confident when Demi Lovato changed her mind to make my access on the floor, make me snap at my fingers.
When it comes to looking for volunteers, we are looking for all kinds. We need people at all levels. We need people who have experience in sports. We just need people to go and help out at practices. It's just all different levels. I think if you asked any volunteer what they got out of it, they would tell you very quickly that they get more out of it than they give.
When I get to see the athletes perform and do their best, it makes me filled with joy, basically. My heart is happy, and I enjoy watching the gymnasts and being here to support them.
Even though I'm judging and I'm supposed to be serious, I feel like I can never be serious here. Like, I'm always clapping and smiling for them, and because they're smiling and they're just really happy. And they're happy for their teammates too. They're always cheering their teammates on, so it's really nice to see that.
Coming here, watching them do what they do and have the disabilities that they have, and just seeing it and what they overcome. Especially today, I don't skate, and watching them skate is like crazy.
For me as a coach, watching the athletes perform, it's really just amazing to see how much they've grown and achieved over the last several months of practicing, and really to get the medals. That's what all the athletes are looking for at the end of the day, and just to see them so happy and excited.
I saw one of the gymnasts get up on the podium and she saluted and she stayed waving to everybody, was so happy, and that just made me feel so happy for her.
Biggest memory, biggest moment is every time we get together as a team. Every time is a different experience, and every time generates different memories. But I always say that the best part of any weekday that I have is when I'm with my Special Olympics team.
I would say the biggest moment for me as a coach with Special Olympics was when I took a few of the athletes who you saw here today down to Orlando for the USA Games in 2022.
2022 USA Games open.
Addison was chosen to go to Florida for the Special Olympics National Games. Andrea got 3 golds, bronze, and a 5th place. She represented the state of Connecticut, her and her friend Addison and Nadia, and the 3 of the girls competed against people in the whole United States. And you know, the whole family went down there. There was 11 of us that all went down there to see her, and that was like the most incredible moment, was to see her on that stage with people from around the whole country.
It was really an experience of a lifetime for me and for the athletes. Yeah, it was great.
So what this day means to me as a parent is it shows that all of Addison's hard work has meant something. So it gives her a concrete example of why she's doing what she's doing.
I think it's just an awesome way for our girls and guys to, express themselves and show that they can be athletic. And really put themselves in front of people and have to perform.
This day means everything to me and to my family and to Chloe, because she feels so honored to be a part of it. She just takes so much pride in it, in her accomplishments.
To come here and be with other kids who are like him, where he's in an environment where he can learn at the same pace as the other kids, and where he's doing average to sometimes outstanding work, as skating or skiing, is really great for his self-esteem. He realizes that, wow, I've got something I can do well, and he's in that right, correct community where he's being compared to people who also share his same struggles. It's so great for self-esteem.
It's just great to give them an avenue to be able to work out and do something physical, but also to compete, and not just like everybody gets a trophy type of thing, but they actually do compete, and they have to kind of step up and perform, and I think that's really important for them.
I'm so proud of our name recognition, because if you say Special Olympics, everybody knows what you're talking about. And so I get calls from individuals every day wanting to get involved. Either they want to come to an event or they just want to work one-on-one with an athlete. And I'm so proud of that. Like, you hear Special Olympics and you want to be involved, and that helps a lot with that.
The Healthy Athletes program provides health screenings, education, and preventative care to Special Olympics athletes in a variety of different disciplines. So we have dental screenings, podiatry screenings, vision screenings, so we have audiology, mental and emotional well-being, we have physical therapy, and then we also have our sports physical exams.
We realized our athletes were not as prepared as they could be to participate in competitive sports. And so we started to provide different health disciplines. So opening eyes, for instance, our athletes come, they have their vision checked. If they need prescription glasses at our summer games, those glasses, they'll pick out frames, the glasses will be ground and given to them before they leave that day. Special Olympics on a global scale is the largest provider of healthcare screenings to people with intellectual disabilities.
It's helped me by doing all the stuff they have there to make sure your eyes are in good shape, your teeth are in good shape, and your feet. And if you need to improve any more stuff from the fitness program and the massage part for helping with back problems.
Healthy Athlete is to get knowledge about health and going to the dentist, the eye doctor, ear doctor, regular doctor to learn how to cook healthy foods on Zoom meetings. And skin doctor, which I just went and had skin cancer removed from my forehead.
What Fun Fitness does is we screen athletes in a variety of areas. We're looking at the musculature, hamstrings, calves, shoulders, hips for flexibility. We look at strength in the abdominal muscles and the leg muscles. And we look at balance as well as aerobic capacity or endurance for these athletes. And then once we assess these individuals, we look at what are the deficits and what are the needs. And we educate these individuals with exercises, and not just the athletes, but we also work with the coaches and the families, as well as the athletes, to help them not only to reduce risk of injury, but also to promote wellness, right? So allowing them to have better flexibility, balance, aerobic capacity for better competition, right? And it's just a really fun way for these athletes to be screened and to participate. It also gives them exposure to what physical therapists can do with them to help with their wellness. We do the assessments mostly conducted with physical therapists and physical therapist assistants as well as students, but we need all kinds of volunteers.
So Strong Minds is one of our Healthy Athletes initiatives, and what we're looking to do is really support athletes with education on kind of mental health. So we're utilizing the natural opportunity from the games to, look at how they feel when they're stressed out, and teaching them different skills and ways of coping with that natural opportunity in order to cope with that stress and use that opportunity and look at sometimes stress being a positive. So when our stress level goes up, how do we use some of these natural skills that we're teaching with Strong Minds to help reduce that stress in the moment? And also, how can we take that outside of the games? Once you teach one athlete how to deep breathe or use a stress ball, it can really touch like 4 to 5 to 10 other people, because when it works for somebody or they think it'll work for a friend, they share it. And then they might share it with 2 more people. So then it helps to spread.
The biggest thing to recognize is that there's a sport for every athlete, whether or not they're an athlete as we would normally define an athlete.
Endless possibilities.
The best. Amazing.
Community.
Achievement.
Inclusion.
Inclusive.
Inclusion.
Family.
Family.
Inclusivity.
Optimal.
Family.
Amazing.
Inclusion.
Welcome.
Family.
Inclusion.
Respect.
Family.
Pride.
Support.
Fun.
Happiness. Community.
Empowering.
Nice.
Togetherness.
Cool.
Good coach.
Inclusiveness. Community.
Opportunity.
Joyful.
Empathy.
Perspective.
Community.
Acceptance.
Fun.
Motivating.
Uplifting.
Confidence.
Family.
Active.
Rewarding.
Yeah!
This has been a production of the University of Hartford School of Communication.